So I'm April, and I'm the head of the department of the cinema, new animation and new media. So it's a long name, and we have two programs. One is CTV, or cinema and television, and the other one is animation and new media. So first of all, I should thank you, Tom, because you have introduced a lot of information, and because we are under the same school, so we are just aligned with a lot of some of the sets that you have already introduced, such as that we teach in English. We have an international faculty teaching team. And now I'm going to to introduce the specificities within each of the programs. So for our cinema and television, I think that first of all, I need to emphasize one important information, that this program is a well-established kind of, it is founded at the same year when UIC, this university, is being, founded in 2005. So it's quite well-established and have a much longer history than any other programs, not only in the school, but also in the university. And when you take a look at the curriculum, it is quite similar. The structure that's quite similar as what Tom has just introduced the similar structure that's within this university. And I have emphasized that if you take a look, we have like 45 major required courses, 45 units, and 27 units go to the major elective courses. And I want to emphasize that in CTV, this is that we've been kind of practicing for all these years, that we have a very good balance between theoretical courses and the practical courses. This is something like the very quality that we want to emphasize and offer to the students. That's a part of half of our courses. You could, when you really read to the curriculum, which is taught by our professors, really are kind of they holding a PhD, and they really have the theoretical background, because then they could kind of teach the students really kind of very theoretical and analytical way of thinking, and really bring the depth to the work they are doing. And half of our faculty members emphasize on the practical, because CTV, we are offering a lot of courses that relating to the producing of a film. It's really kind of demanding, since you have to know what is cinematography, how to be a cinematographer, how to do with the sound, how to write the script, and how to edit everything together, how to do the dub, process. So it's like a kind of very systematic way of, really making the film. So we are kind of in the tradition, and we have a very good balance between the two. And you could I don't provide information here to really introduce each of our faculty members, because you can really do the research by yourself and get a lot of information which is provided on our website. You could just go into the specific introduction of each of our faculty member. But anyway, they're international team, and they're coming from the UK, from the US, from the Italy, and one third also from the Hong Kong and Taiwan, and also one third from mainland China. It's quite well balanced the team. And this is a lot to say about our hardware equipment and our lab and our studio space. So it's I want to let you know that CTV, because it's have a long tradition, so it is quite well established in terms of these facilities. So we have a lot of camera science. You could really take into the details that's check on our websites. And here on this slide, you could see a lot of the labs we have, like the sound studio, sound stage, dub stage, like visual studio, editing studio, a lot of things that we are quite ready to offer to the students. This is something a lot of the courses are kind of taking place in the labs and in the studios. It is quite practical. And here's this is our editing studio, and here's our sound stage and dub stage. And here on these two slides, you could take a look at when they graduated, where they usually go, most of the time we have 70% of the students who will go abroad for further education, and basically it's like half of them like go to the UK, and they're like close to half them to the US. So we have students coming, really are, join the very distinguished program in the, especially in NYU and in UIC, which really they have a star postgraduate program, related to film school, and then, as I mentioned, because we are, this is a very well-established program, so we have a lot of students activities, and specifically we have one film festival, which has been running for more than 2 years, and in this year we'll have the 11th this film festival. So a lot of outputs already, and then this is something like which has happened in last semester, so it's the most recent one. We have also a lot about the exhibition of the equipment every year. And then what you see here, this is in this year, we have running a lot of forum, inviting a lot of very distinguished guests. Some are coming from well-established filmmakers in mainland China, and some of them coming from the Hollywood. And you could see a lot of information that provided on this slide. Then also we also invited the DP of the Wandering Earth 2, the star cinematographer that people are talking about this year, and his name is Liu Ying, and he gave a wonderful lecture a few months ago, and we invited him to be to give a series of workshops. Now he's our adjunct professor that's really associates to our department right now. And we also have every year, because this is something really attached to this film festival, and we have very wonderful graduate works. Every year we have each cohort we have 80 to 90 students. So they'll produce a number of very good short films, and we'll have a very wonderful screening events that is holding every year. So this is something you could say, and this is something we're doing in April and May, such a time. So this is always a very, very wonderful screening time for the students. And we also have some of the summer program. We want to highlight two here. One is the Oxford summer program, and it's been kind of paused for 2 or 3 years because of the pandemic, but now we'll just resume, in the coming year, in the coming summertime. And we also have this Italian film summer school, kind of associated with the Venice Film Festival. Yeah, so this is a very, very brief introduction for the cinema and television. And now I'm going to move on to the next program. This is animation and interactive media. So this is a very new program. Under it is being founded 2 years ago. Now we have the most senior students, year 3 students. So it is under this department, we have this most well-established, very old program combined with this very new, very innovative new program. So I think it's also a very, very good balance between this something very kind of well-established and something quite new. It's because both of them are involved with the creativity to produce the video. One is you shoot with the real person, the other one is you make with animation. So it's something that's emphasize on the quality or the kind of the products that we're doing under these two programs. So when you go through the curriculum, let's be fast, so that it is kind of similar, also the similar structure compared to other programs. But here, when you look into each of the category, you may find that this is something quite special here related to this animation program, because we have 60 units that's related to this major required courses. So that that maybe among all the programs like animation students, they're famous for that they got great pressure because they have a lot of required courses. Means like they have to really train themselves in a lot of kind of the specific disciplines, because in animation we're requiring the students to really have a very well balanced between, first of all, you have to do programming, which is required. This is something really a barrier to art students. And at the same time, you also need to train yourself with a lot of aesthetic sense. You need to also to be able to draw, So, and then you also have to dig into something related to the history, the history of the animation, have the ability to do the kind of research related to art and also relate to the social sense, because we also think that animation is an industry. So you also need to know a lot of information related to the industry. And I would like to invite you to look into the details. This is a very well structure of this the curriculum of this program. You could also find this structure on our websites, because it is illustrating the basic elements within this AM program. So it's like we have like something related, a number of courses related to the narrative design, and a bunch of courses related to both the 2D animation and the 3D animation. And then you have something related to the management and the production. So you have something, a bunch of courses require you to finally you deliver projects. And then also something related to you're going to do some research within this field. So there's something like someone will be like trained to be a researcher related to this animation field. And also when we say that the programming is required, and most of the time it's related to this interactive media, so it's like because it's animation and the interactive program, so it's not only about animation. So it's also about game, something so we're emphasizing that you're only able to do something to produce an interactive project here. So I hope you can really go into details of this details of this structure, because it's really telling the whole thing. You have the full picture of this program. And in terms of the facilities, because this is animation, so most of the time we're not have all the other kind of on-site the shootings, the something like playing, most of the time we're focusing on the experience within the lab. So it's all about computer science. We have the most up-to-date computer, lab are equipped with the computers, and we also have now I think I remember we have 12 the most advanced VR headsets. So we can offer courses related to the VR and AR, like the virtual reality and augmented reality. Yeah, and because it's a new program, so when you look into the websites that relate to the faculty members, that is like a limited number of faculties, but we are recruiting new faculties every year. So it could be matching with like within 2 years, we'll have all the full cohort of students, are running the program and, running the courses at the same time. Yeah. So we'll have the most distinguished faculty members to join us later. Then when you look into the some of the activities, this is what we are doing right now. We are inviting the very, very good distinguished guest lectures. This is something like if you are familiar with the animation films in mainland China, this is a very, very wonderful film that which was quite popular, quite influential last year. So we just invite them to give lectures. And our faculty members also do a lot of workshops besides the normal class time, so that they really did a very good interaction between the students and our teachers here. This is something related to the drawing. Our drawing is also very important skills and basic abilities in this program. And we also do something like field trips. And here are some of the students' activities and the student works. You could just take a look. Okay, that's the basic information for this animation program. Now we have this this vision here, like because this is a very new program, but it is a very promising school program, because there are you can tell from the admission and the students' enrollments every year, and the student number of this program is growing steadily. And we could say a lot of the students really have a great passion in this program. So to talk about vision of this program, I hope that this program too could be the star animation program in the Great Bay Area in the coming 5 years or 10 years. So the very quality we want to have is to be authentic, to be innovative, and to be multi-dimensional. This is something we expect